Alright, we will now continue looking at our Objective 3 quiz. We're on problem number 7. It says, which graph best represents the line that has intercepts of 5, 0, and 0, negative 4? Again, notice that at our intercepts, there's a 0. Alright. This is an x-intercept. Clearly the non-zero value is in the x position. X-intercept. This is a y-intercept. Y-intercept. At the intercepts, one of the coordinates is always 0. So we're looking for an x-intercept of 5, 0. That is, on the x-axis, we will be moving 5 to the right. Well, here you move 5 to the right, you see A is not it. Looking at C, move 5 to the right. No point there. B and D both have the point 5 pairs with 0. Here, 5 pairs with 0. Here, 5 pairs with 0. So the y-intercept will come into play for us. 0, negative 4. Negative 4 on the y-axis. D is not it. Negative 4 on the y-axis. No point. But B is. B contains the point 0, negative 4. This is the y-intercept. Y-intercept. It is the point where the y-axis and the line intersect. This is the x-intercept. It's the point where the line intersects the x-axis. Number 7 is B. All right, number 8. What is the slope of the function negative 6x minus 2y equal 8? Again, we will solve for y, and slope is the coefficient of x. Solving for y, I'll first add 6x to both sides. 6x cancels with minus 6x to leave negative 2y on the left. 8 plus 6x, or 6x plus 8 on the right, dividing by the coefficient negative 2. Negative 2 divides negative 2 to leave y. 6 divide negative 2 is a negative 3. It has the x with it. Notice this division has the term x. 8 divide negative 2, well, that's a minus 4. In the equation, y equals negative 3x minus 4. The slope is negative 3. This is the slope, the coefficient of x. This is the y-intercept. And again, it is a point. It is the point 0, comma, negative 4. So the slope is negative 3. The correct answer on number 8 is G. Number 9. Identify the situation that best represents the amount f of n in the function f of n equals 75 plus n. Well, remember, we call this function notation. F of n equals 75 plus 80n. This is just another way to state y, the dependent quantity, the output. Here, instead of using x and y, you've used n and f of n. Whatever the independent variable, the input variable is, in the notation out here, it will be inside the parentheses. We read this as f of n. So we're going to input some value for n, multiply it by 80, add 75, and the output will be f of n. In the equation f of n equals 75 plus 80n, the slope is 80, and the y-intercept is 75. In this case, the f of n intercept. This will be where it crosses the vertical axis, 75. All right. Alton, page 75. Each for n gifts? No. The slope, the rate is 80. F is not correct. Bonita spent $75 on registration fees, that's the upfront amount, and $80 for each for in-credit hours last semester. This one looks good. I'm going to put a question mark beside it. We have the 75 up front, and we have the 80 each. This is a rate word. Each indicates rate, and we know that rate is slope. And we know our slope here is 80. 80 each. G looks good. Carlton deposited $75 per month. No, there's one time 75, not 75 per month. Dylan worked for 75 hours at N dollars per hour and earned 80 in tips. Again, the per is dealing with the 80, so J is no good. G is indeed the correct answer. Number 9 is G. Slope is rate. Each, per, those are rate words. Oftentimes we can find rate by looking for per or each. These words indicate rate, and rate is slope. Per and each are rate, rate is slope. Number 10. If the slope of the line is multiplied by -1 and the y-intercept decreases by 2 units, which linear equation represents these changes? Let's deal with the y-intercept first. The y-intercept decreases by 2. Well, our current y-intercept appears to be at 0, 3. If we move that down 2 units, our new y-intercept would be at 0, 1. This is the new y-intercept. Thus, we are looking for an equation that contains the point 0, 1 as the y-intercept. Well, looking at the equations, they're all in slope-intercept form, so we just need to evaluate the constants. Plus 1, possibility. Plus 1, possibility. Here, -1 and -1. Both C and D have a y-intercept of -1. The constant term is the y-intercept. Y-intercept. We are looking for a y-intercept of +1. So C and D are eliminated. Okay. Now let's consider the slope. It says the slope of the line is multiplied by -1. Well, when we multiply by -1, the sign will change. Here's what I'm saying. If we took 4 and multiplied by -1, we would receive -4. If we took a -7 and multiplied by -1, we would receive a +7. So, when multiplying by -1, we simply change the sign. When multiplying by -1, we change the sign. Let us consider what is the slope right now. Well, the line's moving up from left to right. If I wrote my name on the line, my name would be moving up. This is positive slope. Positive slope. So our current slope is positive slope. If we multiply that slope by -1, we will take some positive and yield some negative. Our new slope would be negative. Well, both A and B have a negative slope. So that's not exactly going to benefit us in this problem. We will need to know what is the slope currently. We could take 2 points and find the slope, or we could use rise over run again. I'm going to choose the latter, rise over run. Working from this point to this point. Working between these 2 points, I note that I move 1 unit to the right and 2 units up. 1 to the right and 2 up. Well, slope is rise over run. So currently, our slope is 2 up and 1 to the right. 2 over 1. This is 2. This is our first slope. I'm going to call that M1. Our first slope is 2. Well, if we take that and multiply it by -1 times a -1, our new slope, I'll call M2, will be -2. 2 times -1 is -2. Our final slope needs to be a -2. Number 10 is A. We see it has a slope of -2. All right. Problem number 11. What does the slope represent? Get to the question sentence first. That might keep us from reading a whole lot of other stuff. Here we're not necessarily looking to find the slope. We want to know what it represents. Well, remember, slope is rate of change. Okay? The phrase I want you to remember is y per x. Technically, it is the change in y divided by the change in x. And that's really what we're saying here. Change in y per the change in x. Alright? So, in this case, we have our input, x is minutes, our output, y is cost. So, if I simply fill in these quantities here, y per x, we have cost per minute. Y is the cost per x is the minute. And that's oftentimes how calls are charged, cost per minute. One more time, we know slope is rate of change. Rate of change is y per x. I simply fill these quantities in. Our y quantity was cost. Our x quantity is minute. So the slope is cost per minute. Let's see if we can get down here and eliminate some incorrect ones. Well, A says a rate of 12 cents per minute. That's a cost per minute. Perhaps A is correct. B says the total cost per call. No, it's not per call. It's per minute. B is incorrect. C, an average time of 8 1/3 minutes per call. No, it's not an average time. It is a cost per minute. D, a total time of 10 minutes between calls. No, it is cost per minute. Indeed, A is correct. Let's see if we can verify that we have this slope of 12. Well, change in y per change in x. That is, subtract some y's, divide by, subtract some x's. When they give it to us in this table format, there's a really easy way to do it. Simply do the subtraction this way and a subtraction this way. 15 minus 5, that's 10. Positive 10. $1.80 minus $1.60, that is $1.20. So, you see, I've subtracted some y's, that's over here. I've subtracted some x's, that's over here. Let's do that division. Change in y, $1.20. Divide by, change in x, 10. Well, when dividing by 10, you simply move the decimal one place to the right. So, $1.20 divided by 10 is 0.12. That is the cost per minute. And we see that here, 12 cents a minute. Change in y divided by change in x. All right. Problem number 12. It gives us the line 3 over 2x plus 3. Here you see y-intercept of 3. Slope of 3 over 2. This is 3 over 2. That's 3 up, rise, 2 right. From this point, 2 to the right, and then 3 up. 1, 2, 3. 2 to the right, 3 up. 1, 2, 3. You can see what we mean by a slope of 3 over 2. Okay. It says, which of the following best describes the effect of the graph when the slope is doubled? Well, if we take 3 3 over 2 and double it. 2 times 3 is 6 over 2. That becomes 3. So our first slope was 3 over 2. Our new slope will be simply 3. What's going to happen to the line? Well, we know 3 is 3 over 1. Let's keep our same y-intercept and let's use this new slope of 3 over 1 to draw a new line. This is 3 up and 1 right. Rise over run. From this point, 1 right, 1, 2, 3 up. 1 right, 1, 2, 3 up. Now we have our new line. As you can see, the new line is steeper. That makes sense because our slope doubled. Our slope went from 3 over 2 to 3. The line is steeper, but it intersected at the same point on the y-axis. The y-intercept remained the same. So, A says the y-intercept increases. No, we kept the y-intercept the same. B, y-intercept decreases. Stayed the same. C and D refer to the x-intercept. Well, the previous x-intercept was here. The new one was here. The x-intercept moved to the right. We increase as we move right. So the correct answer for 12 is C. The x-intercept increases. The point where the graph crosses the x-axis moved to the right, and we increase as we move to the right. Number 12, the correct answer is C. 12 is C. All right, last problem. Number 13. Getting to the question sentence. What will be the total cost for 8 hours of work? It says, if Kirk decides to keep his base fee the same, the base fee is referring to the y-intercept, but increase his hourly rate by 2. The hourly rate is his slope. Okay? So, let's see if we can discover what his slope currently is. Remember, slope is change in y divided by change in x. Alright, let's find, in this case, our inputs are hours, our output is our cost. From 1 to 2 here, we have a change of 1. From 57 to 69, we have a change of 12. So, we can see our slope. Change in y, 12 over change in x, 1. This is 12 over 1. The slope is 12. That is, Kurt is charging $12 per hour. And we can look at any 2 points and see that same change. Here from 4 to 6 is a change of 2. Here from 93 to 117 is a change of 24. So 24 divided by 2 is still 12. That is his rate. That is his slope. So I can write a function now for Kurt's cost. His cost will be given by 12 times the number of hours, h, plus some upfront fee. Well, if 1 hour cost 57, if I subtract 12 from that 57, I get 45. This is his upfront fee. Kurt repairs computers. He charges an hourly rate plus a base fee. This 45 is the base fee. And pretty much any kind of services you pay for, this is the way they charge. They charge a fee up front and then a per hour amount. So this is Kurt's current fee. it says we're going to keep his base fee the same, but increase his hourly rate to 2. So this is Kurt's first function for cost. Now I'm going to write a second one. The second one's going to be same base fee, 45. Hourly rate increased by 2. So 12 becomes 14. Alright. We want to know what will be the total cost for 8 hours of work. So the question is, here's the question. 8 is going to pair with what over here? Alright, so simply substituting 8 into the new cost function. The new cost, is going to be 14, substituting 8, plus 45. Well, using your calculator, that new cost is going to be $157. The correct answer is 13D. All right. That's the final problem. I'm going to create one more small video that discusses a couple of more concepts, that reinforces a couple more concepts that we talked about with regards to the cumulative test. Remember the one definition that we mentioned on Friday, this term 0. 0 means x-intercept. That will be an important definition that you need. 0 means x-intercept. All right.